advantages and limitations of company. Now let's take new topic, types of company. In that, first is statutory company. Statutory companies are public enterprises brought into existence by a special act of the Parliament. The act defines its power and functions, rules and regulations governing its employees and its relationship with government departments. For example, Reserve Bank of India, Life Insurance Corporation of India. B. From the viewpoint of number of members, in that first is public company. Public company, a company is a corporation whose ownership is distributed among its general public shareholders via the free trade of shares of stock on exchanges or over the counter markets. Although a small percentage of shares are initially floated to the public, daily trading in the market determines the value of the entire company. There are three types of public company from the viewpoint of liability of members. First is company limited by share capital. Limited by shares refers to the liability of the shareholders to the creditors of the business for the money that was invested. Originally, a company that is limited by shares will divide the share capital into fixed amount shares that can then be issued to shareholders and subsequently become company owners. Next is company limited by guarantee. In many ways, a company limited by guarantee is operated very similarly to one which is limited by shares. They have many of the same responsibilities, administrative requirements, and regulations to follow. Both are bound by the Companies Acts. Both must have a registered office address in the country of incorporation, and both have statutory filing obligations such as submitting annual accounts and confirmation statements. Next is company by unlimited liability. In business, unlimited liabilities means that the owners of a business are entirely responsible for its debts. If the debts of company exceed its assets, the members become liable personally. In case of liquidation of the company, members will have to pay contribution from their personal assets. Next is private company. A private company is a firm held under private ownership. Private companies may issue stock and have shareholders, but their shares do not trade on public exchanges and are not issued through an initial public offering IPO. As a result, private firms do not need to meet the Securities and Exchange Commission's strict filing requirements for public companies. In general, the shares of these businesses are less liquid and their valuations are more difficult to determine. A private company is a company which has minimum 2 members and maximum 200. There are three types of private company from the viewpoint of liability of members. In that, first is company limited by share capital. The liability of the members is limited in company limited by share capital and is limited up to the face value of share purchased by them. Limited private company has to insert the word private limited at the end of its name, and it is mandatory. Next type of private company is company limited by guarantee. The liability of members of the company is limited up to amount of guarantee given by them. Members have to pay the guaranteed amount at the time of liquidation. This company has to insert the word private at the end of its name. Next type of company is company with unlimited liability. The liability of the members of this type of company is unlimited. If the debts of the company exceeds its assets, members become liable personally. In case of liquidation of the company, members have to pay contribution from their personal assets. The word private is to be inserted in the name of this company. Next is one person company. One person company means a company formed with only one or single person as a member, unlike the traditional manner of having at least two members. There was no provision for one person company in the Companies Act 1956, but a private company can be one person company as per the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. From the viewpoint of control. In this, first is government company. A government company is a company in which the government or state government holds 51% or more of the paid up capital. Government company, also called public enterprise, state enterprise. It works as other companies registered under the Companies Act. Some of the examples of government companies are Ashoka Hotels Limited, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, BHEL, Mahanagar Telephone Nigam, MTNL, etc. Next is holding company. A holding company is a company that owns the outstanding stock of other. A holding company is a type of financial organization that owns a controlling interest in other companies, which are called subsidiaries. The parent corporation can control the subsidiaries' policies and oversee management decisions, but doesn't run day to day operations. A holding company means a company which holds more than 50% share of other company and has the right to appoint majority of directors in that company. Next is subsidiary company. In the corporate world, a subsidiary is a company that belongs to another company, which is usually referred to as the parent company or the holding company. The parent holds a controlling interest in the subsidiary company, meaning it has or controls more than half of its stock. Dear students, companies can be divided from viewpoint of place of registration. In that, first is Indian company. Indian company, a company registered in India, is an Indian company. An Indian company is the one registered in India under the Companies Act 1956. Indian company is treated as resident in India. Next type of company is foreign company. Foreign company means any company or body, corporate, incorporated outside India which has a place of business in India, whether by itself or through an agent physically or through electric or electronic mode, and conducts any business activity in India in any other manner, is called as foreign company. Dear students, in next video we will discuss in detail about procedure of formation of company. Thank you.